Madam, you are aware that when this life business was nationalized in the year 1956, great expectations and great hopes were entertained by all members of parliament. In the statement of objects and reasons relating to that measure, the finance minister stated that nationalization was necessary and even imperative to achieve the board objectives of increasing insurance business, to take it to larger areas including the rural areas, and to give greater returns to policyholder. We have to see after these few years of the working of this organization how far we have achieved these great objectives. In the past also, we may remember that many criticisms have been made in regard to the working of this organization. Even the estimate committee has gone into this question and examined the detail the various aspects of the working of this organization. That committee has made certain recommendations. Those recommendations are very important and I will advert to them shortly. Before I deal with them, I wish to make one point clear. In spite of the various criticisms and in spite of the various comments made in the House, in the press, and also through various organizations, the working of this organization has not been improved very much. The report which we are discussing today relates to the year 1966. Obviously, it is a very old document and a discussion on this report at this hour perhaps is too late. Nevertheless, our discussion is important if we keep in view some of the fundamental problems that are facing this organization. This report was submitted in November 1961, that is to say, some 9 months after the period of the working of this organization. I do not know why there should be such inordinate delay in submitting reports. The report, madam, deals with various aspects. It does not bring out many things which ought to be properly brought out in a report of this kind. And while reading this report, I was not able to make out the working of this organization and to get a proper understanding of it. For that purpose, I have to depend upon other reports and other opinions expressed by various organizations in this country, and thereby I have to gather information. That is why I have to suggest that the report should be comprehensive. I would refer to some of the important problems confronting this organization. The most important among them, in my opinion, is the organizational setup. You remember when this matter came up for discussion in both houses of parliament at the time of the nationalization of this life business, suggestions were made by certain members. I was participating in the other house in the debate then, and I suggested that one corporation would not be better and it is desirable to have more than one organization, to have more than one corporation. I suggested this, and a good many members of my party made this suggestion because they thought that there should be some sort of comparative standards to measure the efficiency and performance of this organization. Without such comparative standards to measure the efficiency and the work of this organization, it would be difficult to judge either the efficiency of the organization or the improvement or progress made by the organization. Therefore, we suggested that there should be more than one corporation, perhaps there should be 3 or 4. Now, after the experience gained, the estimate committee has come to this conclusion that this is a huge monolithic organization whose task has been increasing all the time, and that it has not been possible for this organization to fulfill all the expectations and all the tasks and all the requirements that are expected to be fulfilled by this organization. And so the estimates committee has suggested a radical change, a revolutionary departure with regard to the organizational setup. They have advisedly pointed out 2 alternatives. The first alternative is to set up more than one corporation so that there may be division of work and division of areas. There may be also be healthy competition between the corporations so that the country and the people may know which corporation is doing better and which is not doing better. The other alternative they have suggested is that there should be one organization with a federal structure with semi-zonal units functioning. Therefore, I also submit that with this monolithic structure, it would be difficult for the organization to carry out its functions more efficiently and in a direction which is healthy and which is progressive. In the first instance, therefore, I would suggest that the ministry should immediately take steps to see that the whole organizational setup is revised or reorganized so that there may be better efficiency and understanding maintained into the working of this great institution. The organization is as it is constituted reveals certain inherent defects. The main office is managed by a large number of officials. Mr. Vice Chairman, the Delhi Corporation and the Congress Party and also the other political parties in the corporation, in the last corporation as well as in the present one, appointed one committee from the corporation consisting of all the parties, which was to consider and decide what amendments they wanted in the Municipal Corporation Act. In the present corporation also a similar committee is there which has been examining the desirability of introducing new legislation to amend and improve the functioning of the present corporation. That committee is deciding and considering this issue, and its proposals and suggestions will be sent to the Home Ministry very shortly. The Home Ministry is also very anxious that various amendments should be brought forward and that the Act should be improved so as to make the corporation very effective and efficient. The Home Ministry have asked for suggestions and proposals from this committee, and the committee is also anxious about it. That being the case, I think that this bill may be postponed pending the consideration of all the suggestions which will come not only from this committee but from the Home Ministry. The Home Ministry themselves have quite a few proposals in view to introduce so as to take care of the various lacunae that are there. Also, this committee, of the corporation and the Congress Party in Delhi as well as other political parties in Delhi are anxious to make their suggestions. All those suggestions from all the parties and this corporation committee have to be examined in detail by the Home Ministry as well as the other departments concerned, and there could be several suggestions by the ministry itself. So when all those proposals come, then I think the whole bill should be taken up and one complete comprehensive bill should be introduced to take care of all the difficulties, shortcomings and defects that there are in the Municipal Corporation Act. I may only briefly touch some of the difficulties that we have been facing for a very long time. I think the ministry is very particular that the power should be kept in the hands of the executive. All the chairmen are also absolutely helpless, so much so that this is a common talk among the members in the corporation, among the members in the Congress Party who have to run some of the show of the corporation. The chairman cannot even call for a file concerning the particular department of which he is the chairman, whether it is the Water and Sewage Board or the Transport Authority or the Medical Committee or the Health Committee or the Education Committee. None of these elected chairmen who are there have the power or the authority to call for a file and examine the papers. A conversation was going on among the members concerning this problem as to how to handle the affairs of their departments if they could not look at a file or examine it. One suggestion was made was that the mayor might call for the file and the chairman might go to his office and look at the file, and then the mayor might return the file. I think it is a very ridiculous situation where you have all the 80 people sitting in that corporation hall with no powers at all. When the bill was passed and the corporation was established, I am very sorry to say it was a very nice toy given to the people of Delhi, and with which they might strike their heads, over which they might quarrel and fight and deteriorate the whole business. It is because they have nothing to do, they have no powers. Then, as our experience goes to show, the machinery of the government is generally not so cooperative. The government are not at all interested in seeing that the corporation's function should be successful or efficient, or that the corporation should succeed. By and large, and very unfortunately, they rarely want that this whole show should be going well. They just as well want to enjoy the failures of the corporation and laugh over them, and even propagate the failures everywhere in public and in private here and there.